حبيبي 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 طبيبي طبيبي حبيبي حبيبي يا حبيبي حبيبي.
fair.
We're missing someone here. It's okay. I think we're missing one. I'm sure we're missing one. No, it's with everybody here. So first, welcome. Ramses' second temple here. There is no pictures inside and no guiding inside the temple. Alright? Let me show you something here. This is a photo for the group here. You want to take it? Photo for the group, like those people. Photo group. It takes 30 minutes to prepare it. So would you like to take it like one group in front of the temple? Okay? Alright. So, behind you, Lake Nasser. Artificial lake. Man-made. Formed Lake Nasser after the building of the high dam in Aswan. 500 kilometers long Lake Nasser and 10 kilometers wide. Between Egypt and Sudan, Lake Nasser. 350 kilometers inside Egyptian border and 150 kilometers inside Sudan. We are so close from Sudanese border. Okay? 45 kilometers from here to Sudan. Everything behind the dam submerged beneath the water of Lake Nasser. Flooded under the water of Lake Nasser. About 17 temples and the Nubian houses. Okay? But now all of them move up from the water of Lake Nasser. First, the construction of the two temples started in 1244 BC until 1224, about 20 years. With the passage of time, the two temples covered by the sand until 1813 AD. What happened? Swedes, Borkhard, the first one, discovered the two temples here. He found the two temples carved by the sand down here. The original behind you, the original place for the two temples behind you, about 64 meters. The two temples move up and 210 meters back. But he can't move the sand and enter the temple. So he returned back, Borkhard, and talked about his discovery with Italian Giovanni Battista Belzoni, who traveled before to this side. Giovanni Battista Belzoni returned back and he succeeded to move the sand and enter the temple, and he took everything with him. The gold, everything portable and everything developed here. Okay? So we can say that two temples discovered actually in 1817. Alright? So in 1964, starting the movement of the two temples here. They cutting and sewing the two temples into big blocks and pieces, and then move up 64 meters up and 210 meters back, piece by piece or block by block over the new location here. 4 years, from 1964 until 1968. How much costs the movement? $40 million USA. Who paid? UNESCO and 55 countries from all over the world. It's okay?
And who did the work? Who did the work?
Who? The engineering from the different places, but the worker from Egypt here.
Okay.
Right? From the Nubian and from Upper Egypt here. So, there are two temples here. The big one of the great pharaoh here in Egypt, Ramses II. This king, he was ruled over the throne of Egypt about 67 years, long time.
So that's the 19th dynasty?
19th dynasty, yes, the new kingdom, alright? He was married about 17 wives, including his daughters. He was married from his daughters and many children for him. More than 200 sons and daughters for Ramses II. Busy man, right? So look here, he dedicated the small one for Nefertari or Nefertiti? Which one? Nefertari. Difference between Nefertari and Nefertiti. Nefertiti, wife of Akhenaten, and probably she's the mother of the king Tutankhamun. But Nefertari, she's Nubian queen, not Egyptian queen. Nubian queen, and her name means the most beautiful queen. Nefertari, right? And he dedicated this one, the big one, for himself as a god. The first king made himself as a god during his life, Ramses II, and for other 3 gods with him. Can you see number 1 in the middle between the 4 statues here? The falcon god with the solar disk over his head. Do you remember the name of this god? Ra, not Horus. Difference between Ra, Horakhti and Horus. Horus without solar disk over his head, but Ra, Horakhti with the solar disk over his head. Mix Horus, the falcon, and Amun-Ra, the sun, united. More power. And formed this god. Ra, Horakhti, the sun god, flowered Egypt. The second god, Amun-Re or Amun-Ra, the king of all the gods, the hidden god. And the third one, Ptah, P-T-A-H, god of underworld and darkness. So Ramses dedicated the temple for himself as a god and the 4 other 3 gods, Amun-Re or Amun-Ra, Ptah, and Ra Horakhti. Look, please here. This is a big temple, a large one here. Look, 4 statues here in the front. The facade is a temple decorated by 4 statues. All Ramses. Ramses, 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 Ramses. He loved himself. We missing one here. This one, the second one, broken or fall down during the famous earthquake in 27 BC. Long time. And after the movement, they put the head and the crown and part of the body in front of the statue, like pose, like before. They couldn't fix it that again after the movement. Why? Because they will change the history. I told you they move up here like before, the same side, the same position. Look at the top here, the very top. Over the head of the King Ramses II, there is a line of baboons, monkeys. Every day morning, the baboons or the monkeys raise their arms and greeting and welcoming the sun or the raising of the sun. Secret animal here. The first secret animal in Egypt, baboons. And actually, there is no monkeys here. No monkeys, no lions here. They brought from south of Africa to Egypt here. Alright? Look here. 4 statues, all representing the King Ramses II wearing a double crown, upper and lower Egypt, and the false beard. Why is the false beard here straight? What does it mean straight here?
Still living.
Still alive. Or if it curved, it means dead. Good boy. Look here. Can you see King Ramses II? He surrounded himself here between his legs, his children. Some of his children. Not all the children. The favorite sons and daughters for him. And can you see in the both side here? Nefertari and mother of the King Ramses II, Mutuya. The mother and the wife of the King Ramses II in the both sides of the entrance. Can you see that here? The mother and the king. Can you see it here? Alright. Are you ready now to see inside? Here. The mother and the wife of the King Ramses II. Queen Nefertari. Mother and wife of the King Ramses II. Please look at me here. Inside the temple. The first pillar hole, or the first pillar's hole. How many statues here in the middle? You can see 8, 4 on each side here. All Ramses II again. All representing the King Ramses II as a mummy. The mummification shape. He closed his arm on his chest and look like one leg here. Okay? So he made himself here as a god of death. He made himself everything Ramses II. Look here is the ceiling or the roof here. Can you see the flying vultures? Kind of protection to protect the temple from inside. The flying vulture symbol of Upper Egypt and serpent cobra for Lower Egypt. Alright? Behind the statues on the right and the left wall, Ramses II talked about the famous and the great battle here in Egypt. Can you see it here? It's called the Battle of Kadesh, between the King Ramses II and the Hittite king. Hittite, Turkish now. And there's a small town south of Turkish called Kadesh in ancient time or Syrian now. So the battle between Egypt and Syria in ancient time. Look here please. And everywhere here in Egypt, Ramses II, he talking about his battle. How he fight the Hittite people while he's still young. Okay? Look here. First, do you know who won in this battle?
who won the battle?
Yeah. Ramses or the Hittite king?
Not Ramses.
And not Hittites. No one won this battle. No one won. They made a peace treaty. Peace treaty, okay? But each one came back to the home and told his people he was won. Propaganda. Both of them liars. Okay? Look, they recorded, or Ramses II, he added more details about his battle or this battle inside his temple here. Look, can you see Ramses? Big figure for himself. Okay? And in front of him here, two spies. They asking mercy from the King Ramses II. And can you see Egyptian chariot here? No one fall down from the Egyptian chariot. But look for the Hittite chariot here. All they fall down here. And upper part here, celebration for the victory. Festival for the victory. Okay? Festival for the victory here. Can you see it here? The famous picture here in Egypt, this one. Can you see it here? The king attacking the Hittite people on his chariot. Behind him, his army follow him, his leader or leading for his army. Can you see something strange here? How many legs for the horse?
A lot of legs. 8 legs.
8. 4 in front and 4 in back. And how many arms for him? 2 in front, 2 in back. So what does it mean everything is double here? He wanted to show us here the first animation in all the world for the movement. Like the cartoon action here. Can you see it here? Smart design for the artist. In this picture, Ramses II smiting and killed everybody here. Strong man, powerful. Can you see it here? This one here, Ramses II, after he came back, beside him, lion. Lion symbol of power. And can you see the sun here? Sun goes down here, it's meaning the end of the day. So he finished the battle before the end of the day. He wanted to tell us. Okay? The second hall inside the temple, without battle, just offering. The king, as a high priest, behind him Nefertari. You can see it here. Both making offering here. Can you see both making offering here? To different god and goddess. Like here, look. This is Ramses II here, on the left side. Behind him Nefertari. Both making offering to the solar boat. Do you remember the solar or the holy boat? Carrying the god or the goddess to the next life, right? Here, Ramses II. He making offering to different god and goddess. Can you see the first one here? This one? This one? Amun-Men, god of fertility here in Egypt. 1 leg and 1 arm, something outside here. Alright? There's a funny story about this one. You know Ramses II, he took his army to fight the Hittite king and he left this man to protect the women. So after he came back, he found this man married all the women. So he punished him. He cut his arm and his leg. The middle one here, you will never see him again. This is Ramses II as a god beside his temple here. So Ramses making offering to himself as a god here. And the third god is here, Isis, mother of Horus. Okay? The most important room inside the temple. The Holy of Holies here, the sanctuary. This room dark in all the temples, not only here. Dark all the time here, all the year. Strange, unique phenomenon, repeated twice a year here. 21st of October, last month, and 21st of February at 6 o'clock morning, when the sun comes up here. The light of the sun enters the temple through the door of the temple. About 200 feet inside. How many statues first here inside? 4. Number 1 with the broken head here, Ptah, P-T-A-H, god of underworld, and darkness. Number 2, Amun-Re or Amun-Ra, the king of all the gods here, the hidden god. The third one, Ramses, who made himself as a god. The fourth one, Ra, with a solar disk over his head, the sun god, flower Egypt. So, when the sun here enters this room, touch Ramses II for 10 minutes. After 25 minutes, the sun shines only in 3 statues, but never goes to this one. Never goes to this one. Just 2 days, this phenomenon. 21st of October and 21st of February. First, the 2 days, one is a coronation day and other is the birthday of the King Ramses II. And the second thing, never goes to this one because he's chosen to be the god of darkness, so stay dark all the time. Can you see how those people is very clever, people created to be this one in the dark here all the time? But I'm so sorry, after the movement, one mistake here only happened. The day changed, it became 1 day out, 1 day later. After the movement, this phenomenon now repeated in 22nd of October and 22nd of February. The last months here about 10,000 from all over the world stay here from 1 o'clock morning until 6:25 to see how the sun entered, to watch how the light touch him here. 10,000, you can imagine this number of tourists.
كمد كمد كمد. This Simbel. Abu Simbel is actually is a Nubian word, Nubian name, and could be also Arabic, but it's used by local people here and also by the Egyptologists or the archaeologists. Ramses II was born, could be in Memphis, in Delta. But Ramses II wants to spread Egyptian culture in the south, in the north. He wants to control by religion also. This is why he chose this location, because this is closer to the main source of the gold and also the main source of ivory and ebony wood. Ramses II ruled Egypt for 67 years. He died, we told you yesterday, 93 years. He belonged to 19th dynasty or family, and he built 2 temples. And this is the only queen, only wife could have independent building. I mean, one single building, especially for herself, the Queen Nefertari. This temple dedicated for the cult of the goddess Hither, goddess of love and joy and dance and music. And we have seen already 4 statues of Ramses II, Queen Nefertari, the goddess Hither. But this temple dedicated to the cult of the god Rahurakti. Rahurakti. The temple actually used for rituals, for cult, for worship. I mean, nobody used to live here inside. Nobody buried here at all. It's far away from the capital of Ramses in Delta, over 1,000 miles. It is far away from the coast, about 1,000 kilometers. I mean, about 800 miles in the south part of the capital of Ramses, in the south part of capital of Ramses. The temple actually cut the whole building you see now. The whole building cut in the rock. You know, the rock like other side. You see the other side? See the mountain there? The timber was cut in the rock, cut in the stone, about 62 meters deep. You know, 62 meters. And there's big numbers of columns inside. And the 4 statues of Ramses, each one 20 meters high, about 66 feet high. The one of the statues have no heads. The heads is fell down, is missing. They believe the head of Ramses was fell down when he was a ruler. While they are cutting the temple, the head of Ramses broken. Somebody believe this, we had earthquake 30 years BC, and the head of Ramses is broken here. When they moved the temple, I mean 64, 65, they prefer to leave the head as it is. I mean, they didn't want to rebuild again, to reconstruct, to restore. And you see the entrance down, and the entrance up, adorned by the statue of the god Rahurakti with the whole head wearing sandals. And then you see Ramses wearing war crown, left and right side, make offerings before the god Rahurakti. The statue of Ramses accompanies his family, his wife and his daughters or his sons. Down in both sides you see some prisoners. Those are the prisoners of the war when Ramses II used to carry military expeditions in the south or north of the Kemet kingdom, used to get some prisoners. Those people were against the law. Those people used to make clashes with Ramses, used to fight Ramses II, used to make like a kidnap or attacking the expedition of Ramses in the south or the north. That's why I see many people like this, their hands, look, the hands tied together, and also the chain around their neck, and each one wrote the name of his city where he came from. Look the face of Ramses and the nose and the eyes. He looks like a proud of himself. Proud of himself. That's why nobody or no sculptures today could make a statue as the ancient Egyptian sculptures when he make Ramses II proud of himself, happy with himself, looking for the future, for a good future, looking to the sky, looking to the Nile, look to the life. And you see, wearing double crowns. But one of them not in good condition, is the only in good condition or good preservation. Look, the temple of Ramses had built according to great astronomical sign, astronomical significance. The astronomical sign to remind everybody of the birth date of Ramses, when he was born and when he became a ruler. That's why it is as soon in 21 of October and 21 of February, as soon as the sun rises early in the morning, the sun comes through the entrance and then touch the head of Ramses and cover his head and come down to his foot once a year. And then visiting Ramses, start, conquer the head, conquer the temple, we could say. Start by the head first, and then down the chest, and then the belly, the knees, until the foot, and then move to the next statue, the god Rahu-Rakti, and then Betah, the god Betah, the god of wisdom and knowledge and power, and the god Amin-Ra. This is happened twice a year. No astronomy, no architect, no engineer, no designer, no technology could save these main events. When we move the temple from down there to here, about 210 meters from the original location, higher 61 meters. The sun come one day late, not in the original date, not in the original time, come one day late in 22 of February and 22 of October. That's why you see in these two memory or two events, big numbers of Europeans, they fly by charter, by airplanes. They come especially to watch the sun visiting the head of Ramses. When the sun comes to visit Ramses twice, a lot of people here, crowded, 6 o'clock in the morning to 6:15. 6 early in the morning and the sunrise to 6:15. Once a year. That's why this is no doubt that the great technology of Ramses II, Ramses the Great. The temple is so big, so huge. How, the questions now, how they could move it? Look, we had the problems because the water in the Nile used to run, looks like canal, small canal. The Nile, because of flooding to the Mediterranean Sea, and the water comes from the second cataract to the first cataract. Cataract, the filling water like this. Then the water run very fast. But when we built the old dam, we could not control. When we added the high dam, we are a little controlling. But 1965, we changed the river to this side, and the water start to raise up, to high up in the Nile, and the two temples could be sank in the water, covered by water. We give an announce, calls all over the world. The UNESCO organization supported Egyptian government, and they sent big numbers of the architects, engineers, designers, tractors, and then every foreign, companies giving a plan how to save this temple. German giving a plan, Italians, Egyptian, Americans, Polish, what they have to do. At the end, we chose the different, ideas from each one, from each expeditions for each country. Then we decide to fill the whole temple by sands. Look, sands. And then we give number the stones. We number the stones. and then we put some wooden pieces, and we used electric saw to cut the stones. We discovered electric saw in the small stones will make vibration. We decide to cut it, by hands. We cut the whole timber as you see now by hands, and we store over there. And then we start rebuilding the temple again, 1965. And you could see, we built a dome, dome. The biggest dome all over the world. Not arch, dome like this. The dome above the temple to represent the same mountain in this side, to have the same shape. And then a door, look in the top, look, we rebuilt the baboons, look, the baboon statue. You see 24 baboons. Those baboons every morning used to make whistles, greet whistles, musical voice, to greet the sunrise when the sun shines every day. Then the temple rebuilt again or reconstructed again underneath the dome. Why the dome built? This is in case if there is raining, raining, earthquake, if somebody threw bombs will never have side effecting, never will damage, will be protected. That's why I see a symbol here. I could make the statues make the temple so big, but if you look, no comparison between the dome and the top and the temple inside. As soon you come inside, because no guarding inside, as soon you come inside, you see Ramses II used to fight Syrian in the Battle of Kadesh. That's why I see at the right hand, Ramses II built his camps. He's camping, camp, military camp. And then other side, you will see Syrian army run away. And then sometimes you see Syrian prisoners. Each one of them wrote the name of the city where he came from. And then at the end, there is more than 6-7 rooms. Those used as the storage to store the tributes inside, which used to offer by local Nubian people for Ramses II. Then at the end, you see the 4 statues of the King Ramses II himself, the god Ptah, the god Rahurakti, the god Amun-Ra. Those are the most important statues. This is the great Abu Simbel. Why great? Great for the great event, the astronomical sign. The statue is 70 meters, huge, massive. The temple, all building cut in the rock, cut in the stone. Nobody could believe by simple tools you could make a huge or massive statues. That's why you see all Europeans come to make like a poet, write story, song. The famous poets from Europe write a song about Abu Simbel. That's why I see no writer, no visitor have seen Abu Simbel could write a story about this great or magnificent building. The next temple for the Queen Nefertari. But you see inside the temple of Nefertari 6 columns with the woman face and cow ears. This is a goddess Heather, woman face and cow ears. This is a goddess of love and joy like we saw before. And then the holy fall is so small, used to put a statue for Heather and for the Queen Nefertari. And this is the first time Egyptian pharaoh built a special temple for his wife. That's why she conquered the heart of Ramses. She was a favorite wife of Ramses the Great, the Queen Nefertari. That's why she has her own temple up there. Nefertari, wife Ramses the Great. Now, you will go inside. Look, excuse me, if you go early in the morning inside, or at noon time, or in the evening, is the same, because the sun could not reach the temple inside. It's lighted, but in the morning, early as possible as you could, the temple facing the east. Look, the north, east, this side. If you woke up early in the morning, you could stand on the roof or sun deck, or you could come outside, you have your own ticket, and you take nice shots for Abu Simbel. We'll be here tonight in the front of Abu Simbel. We leave tomorrow at 12 o'clock. Anytime you want to come by yourself, from now up to 12 o'clock tomorrow, you could come. Tonight, if you'd like to come to sit in the sunlight show, look, outside the seats for sunlight show, you could come outside. If you'd like to watch sound and light show from the deck, sun deck will be better for you, not noisy. You couldn't hear the noise of the machines in the back or the engine from the sun deck, and then no mosquitoes and very quiet, very pleasant. You go inside this temple, you enter, and then you enter the next temple inside and take nice shots inside. Keep your camera for tomorrow outside, because the sunshine, the sun will cover the whole area early in the morning. Again, tonight, 8 o'clock, sunlight show, outside or inside the same. Then 8:30, dinner time. 10 o'clock, Nubian show, don't miss it. You'll love it. And then tomorrow, we have day off.
Oh, tomorrow day off?
Day off, I mean nothing to do. We sail to Amada at 12 o'clock, we arrive maybe 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. And I think the next day, we see Amada and we come back here at noon time. We have another dinner, not tomorrow evening, the day after tomorrow, I mean in Thursday, because we have to leave, I think, on Wednesday, the cruise ship early in the morning. And we will be the only group, I think, go to Amada again. We sail twice. All right, you see this temple and see the next one.
مبروك 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 ألف مبروك ألف مبروك 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 ألف مبروك ألف مبروك عروسين حلوين أجمل عروسين عروسين حلوين أجمل عروسين يا صلاة الزين يا صلاة الزين على العروسين مبروك مبروك ألف مبروك 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 ألف مبروك مبروك من قلبي بقولها لكم مبروك من قلبي بقولها لكم والفرحة الله يتممها لكم والفرحة الله يتممها لكم مبروك من قلبي بقولها لكم مبروك من قلبي بقولها لكم والفرحة الله يتممها لكم والفرحة الله يتممها لكم وانتوا يا حلوين عقبالكم اغني لكم يا صلاة الدين مبروك مبروك ألف مبروك 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 ألف مبروك مبروك من قلبي بقولها لكم مبروك من قلبي بقولها لكم والفرحة الله يتممها لكم والفرحة الله يتممها لكم مبروك من قلبي بقولها لكم مبروك من قلبي بقولها لكم والفرحة الله يتممها لكم والفرحة الله يتممها لكم وانتوا يا حلوين عقبالكم اغني لكم يا صلاة الدين مبروك مبروك ألف مبروك 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 ألف مبروك قالوا القمر جميل في سماء قالوا القمر جميل في سماء قالوا الشجر جميل في رباء قالوا الشجر جميل في رباء قالوا القمر جميل في سماء قالوا القمر جميل في سماء قالوا الشجر جميل في رباء قالوا الشجر جميل في رباء قالوا القمر جميل في سماء قالوا القمر جميل في سماء قالوا الشجر جميل في رباء قالوا الشجر جميل في رباء قالوا الزهر حلو يا محلاه قلت انا ما شفت انا قلت انا ما شفت انا اجمل من العروسين مبروك مبروك ألف مبروك 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 ألف مبروك قالوا القمر جميل في سماء قالوا القمر جميل في سماء قالوا الشجر جميل في رباء قالوا الشجر جميل في رباء قالوا القمر جميل في سماء قالوا القمر جميل في سماء قالوا الشجر جميل في رباء قالوا الشجر جميل في رباء قالوا الزهر حلو يا محلاه قلت انا ما شفت انا قلت انا ما العروسين مبروك مبروك ألف مبروك 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 مبروك مبروك
get down into another on the ground.